You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. Let's go to our next story. Secretary Pompeo harshly criticized the New York Times 1619 Project, saying that their underlying message is that, quote, our country was founded for human bondage. Duh. Is a slander on great people. Watch this, fool.
The New York Times 1619 Project, so named for the year that the first slaves were transported to America, wants you to believe that our country was founded for human bondage. They want you to believe that America's institutions continue to reflect the country's acceptance of slavery at our founding. They want you to believe that Marxist ideology, that America is only the oppressors and the oppressed. The Chinese Communist Party must be gleeful when they see the New York Times spout this ideology. Some people have taken these false doctrines to heart. The rioters pulling down statues thus see nothing wrong with desecrating monuments to those who fought for our unalienable rights, from our founding to the present day. This is a dark vision of America's birth. I reject it. It's a disturbed reading of our history. It is a slander on our great people.
Dumbass. The New York Times 1619 Project is an ongoing initiative that re-examines the legacy of slavery in the United States since the first Africans were brought to Virginia. Derek, what history book does that fool read?
I don't know, bro.
No, that's your party. So I'm just saying, I'm like...
No, you can't associate me with everybody in that damn party.
No, I'm just saying, I'm saying that's your party.
But here's the thing, bro. Okay, but here's the thing. I don't know why he made comments. I am as black as you are, and I know my history, and I know where we came from. So I don't understand why Secretary Pompeo made the remarks. It's very questionable, and I don't know why. Our country was founded on slavery, and it's a dark past that needs to be addressed. And until we get to the root of it, we're going to continue to have these problems that we're having out here in the streets right now.
I agree. Well, I agree, and I know why he said it, because he's playing to a base and people that like to believe that these things didn't exist, and they want to paint people that are protesting, that are challenging America as anti-American. This is, as we're honoring the great C.T. Vivian, they said the same thing about him. They said the same thing about Martin Luther King. They said that they were communists. Our government challenged them and actually had the FBI watch over them because they were supposed to be Marxists. This is an old playbook that goes back to the beginning of America. And I just want to say this. When he talks about the dark chapter of America, America does have a dark chapter, as Derek said, and we agree on this. We do. And, Frederick Douglass said it when he talked about the 4th of July. Like, we talk about professing freedom, but we have people in chains. During World War II, when black Americans were overseas fighting, the Germans who they locked up would go ahead of them when they were actually locked up, and we'd have to sit in the back of the bus while we talk and profess about freedoms. And now when George Floyd was killed, sparking a ongoing collective grievance, the world was protesting to make sure that America is living up to the realities and the ideals that it says it has. So this man is trying to paint a picture that is not true, because they want to get people riled up to make people feel like America is under attack. America's not under attack. We're under a revelation, and we need to be clear about who we are and tell the truth.
Derek, go ahead.
I agree with everything you said. But I do not agree with the protest that it's being overshadowed by some individuals, some of these white kids who ain't got a damn thing to do with Black Lives Matter, who care less about our black lives, who are just tearing up stuff for no reason at all.
No, Derek, that's not overshadowing it. That's not overshadowing it. That's what happens when that's not overshadowing it. That's what happens when you also have mainstream media who gives that far more attention. But here's the deal. If you actually look at the totality...
If you set a fire to the Wendy's, how's that more attention? You set a fire to the Wendy's, the white girl where the brother was shot down there. That was a white girl, bro.
I know that.
I'm going to say this. When you judge a movement,
Derek, I'm aware of that. We followed the story. Rob, go ahead.
When you judge a movement by its most extreme elements, that's the talk of the oppressor. That's the talk of people that don't want to see the movement. When you just hold on.
Derek, Rob is talking.
Hold on. When you win, because that's what.
Let Rob finish. Then I'm gonna come back to you, Rob. Then Derek.
So Fox News and others likes to just focus on the most extreme elements. Nobody here is advocating for violence. So we're talking about what's going on. It's not being overshadowed. That's what others like to do in order to distract from it.
Now you can talk. Now, Derek, go ahead.
What y'all don't want to do is admit the problem. Them white people's a problem doing that stuff to the movement. That's all I'm saying. I use that as one example, and you want to put that out as he's using that for the whole movement.
I know. I actually
one example.
Right, and you're making our point. It's one example when there are numerous other folks who have been doing stuff right. You only brought up one. Now, allow me to let's go to our next story. Defense Secretary Mark Esper has officially announced that all displays of Confederate battle flags are banned on U.S. military bases. In his memo, he stated that displays of the American flag, state and territory flags, and the POW MIA flag and unit flags are okay. This is what he said in a tweet. With this change in policy, we will further improve the morale, cohesion, and readiness of the force in defense of our great nation. Derek, the other day, Donald Trump said he had no problem with folks flying the Confederate flag. In fact, he also said that if they changed the name of military bases named after Confederate generals, he would veto it. So clearly you have the defense.
Did you say that? I didn't hear that part.
Now you know you're going to get the tape, so.
Go get the tape. Pull up the tape. I mean, I can't do it, man.
So, Derek, why is the standard bearer of your party all of a sudden been the champion of Confederate flags?
I don't know. I can't answer and speak for that, man. Okay? We talked about Confederate flags a couple of weeks ago when I was on this show, and I gave you my position. And so, they need to go. I don't know why President Trump has the comments, and you said he made the comments to keep them. So, I got to go with what you said because I didn't hear those comments.
Rob?
Well, he's a racist, and so he wants to get people that he thinks are going to be more likely to vote if he can get their rage up. So he wants to focus on that. He wants to pretend as if the Confederacy is part of their heritage. It is not. Confederacy was around for 5 years. The whole purpose, we know this, was to actually betray the nation. They wanted to branch off. They were traitors to this nation, and they were fighting for a horrible cause, which was to preserve slavery. Period. And he wants to talk about that. He wants to preserve white superiority. That's who this president is. That's who he is.
Well, Derek, this is what Donald Trump said just a couple of days ago to CBS Evening News in exclusive. Listen.
President Trump, back in 2015, you said the Confederate battle flag belongs in a museum. Do you still believe that?
All I say is freedom of speech. It's very simple. My attitude is freedom of speech. Very strong views on the Confederate flag. With me, it's freedom of speech. Very simple. Like it, don't like it, it's freedom of speech.
Would you be comfortable with your supporters displaying the Confederate battle flag at political events?
It depends on what your definition is, but I am comfortable with freedom of speech. It's very simple.
But you understand why the flag is a painful symbol for many people because it's a reminder of slavery.
Well, people love it, and I know people that like the Confederate flag, and they're not thinking about slavery. I look at NASCAR. You go to NASCAR, you had those flags all over the place. They stopped it. I just think it's freedom of speech, whether it's Confederate flags or Black Lives Matter or anything else you want to talk about. It's freedom of speech.
President Trump, back in 2015, you said
that's Derek. He said it's freedom of speech.
I mean, it is freedom of speech, right? I mean, I don't give a damn about a Confederate flag. I can care less about a Confederate flag, but it is freedom of speech.
It's freedom of speech. But it's a difference when the state sponsors it, okay? So let's get this clear. So it's freedom of speech to have a Nazi flag. Should we do that? Should the state sponsor that? There is no difference in my mind from hanging up a Nazi flag than hanging up a Confederate flag. They mean the same thing, and no state should be sponsoring it. And if you want to do it personally, if you want to be a personal jackass and have it, it is your right. But the state shouldn't be supporting it. That's what we're talking about, Derek.
Okay.
Lord have mercy. We are truly dealing with some stuck on stupid people. right, folks, Ceek.com. These headphones here, these 360-degree 4D headphones. Mary Spio, she is the founder and the creator, the inventor of this. You can get these, folks, the 360-degree 4D headphones, good for listening to music, videos, gaming, you name it. All you got to do is go to Ceek.com. There's a promo code you can use, RMVIP2020, RMVIP2020 for you to get this. Also the VR headset, so you can check out the products there on Ceek.com. And so check it out. And so we certainly appreciate them partnering with us at Roland Martin Unfiltered.